My name is Bobby Kendall. After a decade of playing country music, my family and I moved to West Central Illinois to chase my true passion, giant Midwest whitetail bucks. The Whitetail Group was born in 2015 and has grown exponentially ever since. We develop properties for the elite whitetail hunting experience. This is not my hobby or even an obsession. This is a lifestyle.
My name is Toby Stay. I'm a broker with Land Guys, specializing in the marketing of recreational property. My role with the Whitetail Group is to help identify and design properties that can produce world-class whitetails. This is not a series just about hunting. This is a series about the process of developing farms for hunting.
Join us as we document the transformation of some of our project farms from ordinary dirt to extraordinarily productive recreational properties. We are the Whitetail Group. We got all the excavation finished just in time. Spring came, green up. That was our plan. We did get a couple plots in with oats as cover crop and clover. So it was a tough spring for farming this year. We were some of the lucky ones that we did get crops put in on this farm, and they're looking great. It's time to let the farm sit and the deer start getting used to it. July rolled around, and then we started putting cameras out to take inventory. A lot of them went to these gaps that we made back in the winter, which increase your odds of catching these bucks immensely.
1160. That's a sign right there that this is the right spot. A big archery buck will die right here.
So we're back on the farm here. We've been letting it rest for the summer, let the deer, get used to these new crops in here. So we're here today. We're starting food plots. This is phase 1 of 2 for food plots. This is all our brassicas we're doing today. It's mid-August. So we'll get these things going, and then we'll come back in September and start our rye oats and clover. Blind and tree stand time was pretty exciting to watch all these places really come to life. These trees that we picked in the woods before we did any clearing or anything, or this spot that we pictured the blind, it was time to start putting those blinds and stands out. Kind of trying not to look at the view until it's done, and then I look at the view. Oh yeah. The funnel, the right tree, the prepared box blind on this side because there is no tree, the pinch. the natural transition line of 2 food sources. The bucks come out there, want to cruise through the scap to see does over there. All about upping the probability of them being right here. So we've done all the habitat work, we've got everything in place. So now the last piece of the puzzle is managing these deer.
The past couple months are kind of watching the cameras. It's pretty much confirmed what we thought. The deer numbers are strong. The buck-doe ratio is really good, and turkey population is out of control over here. You know, the quality of deer that we're seeing is pretty good. A lot of deer with some crazy genetic potential. There's some big old deer on here that are starting to pop up.
The most impressive part about it to me is the number of bucks that have the genetics to become Boone and Crockett type deer. You know, the age structure thing is something that now that we own this farm and have our hands on it, that's gonna come. It's got all the other makings. It's huntable, it's set up, it's dead end, it's got good access, it's got everything. We've got a couple mature deer. The most exciting part is we've got all these young deer with awesome genetics. The typical 10 over there at 3, he could be in the 80s as a typical. These 2 young deer over on the other side, nasty trash and stuff off their bases, they got Booner genetics. So there's a lot of deer here that all they need now is the time. So it's a few days before opening day of the season. We're doing kind of our final camera checks. This is one of my favorite spots on the farm. And there happens to be a big deer coming through it. So we put some cell cameras in some of the furthest back food plots, so we're not gonna have to go in there anymore. And a couple of the other cameras that are way back in on rut funnels. We got those batteries fresh and put big cards in so we don't have to check them again. The old 32 gig. This camera's gonna sit here because I don't want to come back in here again. The next time this will be checked is when it's rolling here early November. Somebody comes in here to hunt this stand, so it's gonna stay here. There's scrapes popping up. We moved a couple cameras onto those scrapes. I'm excited to see this season how these gaps and all these funnels and pinches and spots that we built translate to actual success. My family and friends that come out here, they've got small windows to come out and hunt, so it's all about upping the odds that when they're here and they do see a big deer, he's not just out in the field, but he's in bow range.
You know, you've got all the bones, you've got all the basics. You got great genetics, you've loaded the place with food, you got great surrounding habitat, you got neighbors on the right page. That's all you can look for. And now it's just time. And now you just watch it grow.
Thank you.